everybody, Jess here with Two Real Geeks, back with another Geeks Kitchen for you guys. So I was looking through some of the old Geeks Kitchen videos, which was super fun. I love reading everybody's comments. I'm glad that you guys have tried the recipes, so cool. But I noticed that definitely the most popular was the crockpot eggplant parm. And well, it should be, because it does make eggplant parm about the easiest thing a human being could possibly cook. But going on that, I've decided to show you guys our favorite Instant Pot recipe. So we've tried a few different ones. This one is by far our super favorite. So we're gonna be doing some Instant Pot Korean beef. It is delicious. So let's check this out. Alright, so let's start with everything we're gonna need for this recipe. We're gonna use about a 3-pound like chuck roast, whatever nice cut of beef you have. So chuck roast is usually the most readily available. It works really well. So about 3 pounds. This one is like right between 2.5 and 3, which is good for the two of us. So you're gonna need some beef broth, soy sauce, reduced sodium. Works well for this. I've used regular soy sauce. It's okay too. But if you have the reduced sodium soy sauce, you could try that. Sesame oil, pepper. If you have white pepper, you can definitely use the white pepper. I don't, so I use black pepper. Garlic. Sometimes I use fresh garlic. I happen to have some pre-chopped garlic, so we're gonna use that today. But fresh garlic, of course, is always welcome. Gonna need some onion salt. Vinegar, if you do a lot of Asian cooking, if you have rice wine vinegar, that's good with this recipe. If not, apple cider vinegar is a good substitute for rice wine vinegar, and that's what I tend to use because I usually have it around for a million different things. Some brown sugar, fresh ginger, definitely fresh ginger. Gonna use some green onions for garnish, and cornstarch. And I'm gonna be serving this over rice. I like jasmine rice, especially with my more like Asian recipes. White rice works, jasmine rice. Alright, so that's everything we're gonna need. A lot more ingredients than I tend to use, but it's totally worth it. And still super easy because it's in the Instant Pot. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting prepped. Right, so for prep, all we have to really do is cut the meat into like 1-inch cubes. We're gonna grate the ginger, and if you need to chop the garlic, chop the garlic. So those 3 things, 1, 2, 3, and we'll be all set. Alright, got my peeler, so gonna just want to peel the outside of the ginger off. It peels really easily. And alright, I'm gonna probably leave this one on. I'll break this middle piece off. Sometimes I like to break the chunky pieces off, just to make sure I get in and get all this. If you have one of those like long skinny like peeler things, it's pretty much what this was made for. I do not, so use my regular peeler. On like the small tiny grate side is perfect for ginger. Like, you don't want to use the cheese grate inside, use the tiny side, but not the, see, mine has the tiny side on this side. If yours is the like, well, you can use the shreddy side too that you use for like Parmesan cheese, but I like the tiny grate one. But as long as you got some grated ginger, doesn't really matter too much how you get there. All this little stringy stuff that comes off, I use it all because I love ginger. Makes, anytime you see garlic and ginger in a recipe, or like green onions and ginger, you can pretty much bet that that recipe is gonna be fire. little tiny piece of ginger. Definitely grated me at least a tablespoon, probably about a tablespoon and a half. And I'm absolutely gonna use every bit of that delicious ginger because I love it. I love it. I'm gonna tackle the meat. So I'm gonna trim this little fatty piece off. You're gonna trim this into like 1-inch little cubies. So I usually just hit about 1-inch slices. Alright, so about inch thick pieces, and then just slice it into squares. And move these so hopefully you can see a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. It's just slicing down that way, and then cube them off this way. Okay. And that's it, pretty simple. Alright, so got the meat cubed up, ginger grated. If you have to do your garlic, you can chop your garlic. And we're just gonna mix the sauce together, get it in the Instant Pot, and we are pretty much home. Right, so you're just gonna get a little-ish sort of bowl, not too big. And we're gonna throw all this stuff together. I'm gonna start with a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Let's move it over here. Next, we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of the soy sauce. Gonna pop the top right off of that. Okay. Perfect. 1/3 cup brown sugar. Boom. 4 cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna add 4 cloves worth of garlic since I have some pre-chopped garlic that I'm using. I don't like to let this sit around too long, so I like to use it if I have it. Probably about a tablespoon or so would be approximate to about 4 cloves of garlic. A tablespoon of sesame oil. Now, you'll see, like, as garnish for this, I'm gonna use the green onions only. You can use sesame seeds also if you like that. I don't really like sesame seeds themselves on my stuff, so I don't use them. Sesame oil is fine though. Alright. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of the vinegar. Now again, if you have rice wine vinegar, that's great, and you can definitely use that. But apple cider vinegar is a great substitute for the rice wine vinegar. It'll work great. Wish I didn't have to buy it in a gallon last time I went to the store, but alrighty. Alright, so tablespoon of vinegar. I'm gonna throw the ginger in. Use a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. half a teaspoon of pepper. White pepper if you have, but I use black pepper all the time. And it works great. Make sure that all of this is mixed up well. Make sure like the sugar's dissolved and all that good stuff. And just give it a good swish. Alright, we got our beef ready. We got our sauce ready. Time to get it all in the Instant Pot and get this rocking. That's it. Got everything ready. Gonna throw the meat in the Instant Pot. Get in there. Alright, our sauce. Give it a little swish and a little sizzle. And dump it on in there. Get this in there. You're gonna just like mix it all around together. Make sure that all the meat touches the juice. Oh, splashed me. Not cool. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. You are going to seal up the Instant Pot. Turn the vent to closed. Okay. You are going to go to pressure cook. Gonna go to 15 minutes. And mine's already on high. See, high pressure. And that's it. So yeah, it'll take 15 minutes once it gets to pressure. Which, as you guys know, if you've used the Instant Pot before, it takes a few minutes for it to build up the pressure. Then it'll start timing the 15 minutes. So while that is doing its thing, alright, so we're gonna cook this and then we're gonna quick vent it, which, you know, takes another couple minutes. While this is all going on, I'm gonna start my rice in the rice cooker. You can cook whatever amount you like. Like, I don't know if you like a lot of rice with your food, if you like just a little bit of rice. We like a lot of rice, so I'm gonna cook a decent amount of rice with this. But yeah, so probably about when this hits its pressure, I'm gonna turn on the rice cooker. Because the rice cooker takes about 15 or 20 minutes, so it'll be about the same, 15 or 20 minutes. So, we're pretty much just going to wait for this to be done, and then there's a quick saute step that I'm going to show you guys, and we'll be eating. The Instant Pot is instant potting. Boop-a-doo-ba-doo. Got about 10 minutes left, a little less. So, a couple things that you're going to do. Just before that's all finished and stuff like that. I'm gonna take like 2 scallions, green onions, to throw on top. So I'm gonna chop those up a little bit. So just gonna thinly slice the scallions. I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And to the 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of water. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of water. We're not making glue, but you're just going to mix that all together. Got our cornstarch and water mixture. Everything is ready. So we just got about 5 more minutes of pressure cooking. Boop, boop. And we'll be ready to go. guess what? Instant Pot's done. Alright, so when the Instant Pot beeps, we're going to do a quick release on the pressure. So it's on off. Let me just slide this out from under my cabinet a little bit. Okay. Alright, so then all you're going to do is very carefully, with your fingers out of the way, push it down to vent. And it's going to do the whooshy whooshy thing for a few minutes. And I'll be back as soon as it's done. So the Instant Pot depressurized. You'll see the little buttony thing. I mean, I'm assuming you guys know how to use your Instant Pot and you don't need me for that part. But when the pressure valve little button goes down and you know it's safe to open, on to our next step. So you are going to hit the saute button. Time doesn't matter, just make sure it's on high, which on our name brand Instant Pot actually says more and not high. But yeah, hit saute, make sure it's on the high saute. And then I'm going carefully remove that because it's still going to be a teeny bit steamy. Alright, give your water cornstarch mix a little swish around, make sure that it's mixed together well before you dump it in there. And then dump it in there. Okay. That. Mix it all up. Alright, so now we're gonna let that saute about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, until the sauce thickens a little bit. My rice is almost ready, so this should be just about perfect. If you guys want to see if your Instant Pot looks like my Instant Pot, that's how we're looking right now. Okay, so gave that 3 minutes of bubble time. So you're gonna go ahead and hit cancel to turn it off. Beep. And it's off. My rice should be popping any second because it looks done. So perfect timing on that. So I started the rice right after the Instant Pot hit temperature and started counting down the 15 minutes. So that worked out perfect. Gonna want to break out your best flatware for this delicious dish. I know I did. Got my poison. And there's my rice. Time to put it all together. Here we go. Obviously, Leia's excited. Alright, so a little bit of white rice. I'm going to use my ladle to scoop this out so that I get a good little bit of juice, which is, the sauce on this is just so good. Alright, so we got our delicious plates. Gonna grab a little and we are ready to go. So that's been the Instant Pot Korean beef. All that's left is to eat this pile of delicious food. So very beautiful and worth every moment. Instant Pot makes everything so easy. So hope you guys try this. I hope you love it. I'm about to love it. But it's been great hanging out with you again. Thanks for joining us on another Geeks Kitchen. It's been awesome. See you guys out there in YouTube land. Bye.